हेलो वेलकम टू देवरिस केमिस्ट्री क्लास। तो आज हम देखेंगे रेजोनेटिंग स्ट्रक्चर, हाउ टू ड्रॉ द रेजोनेटिंग स्ट्रक्चर। Now the first compound we are going to discuss about phenol. And what is the structure of phenol? Benzene with hydroxide group. This is the structure of phenol. Now the phenol having hydroxide group, this oxygen carries two lone pair of electrons. So these lone pair electrons gives to form a carbon oxygen double bond. At the same time, this double bond get converts into negative charge on these carbon atoms. So we get another kind of structure here. So we get here double bond and one lone pair electrons with a positive charge on this oxygen, negative charge form on this carbon. This is a carbon first, carbon second. This is a double bond. Now what happens after in the second step? This negative charge goes on here carbon 2 and carbon 3 to form a pi bond. At that times this pi bond is delocalized and to form a negative charge on carbon 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, C4 carbon. So get another structure. So here is a negative charge. Here is a newly double bond form here. After that, in a third case, this negative charge goes here to form a new pi bond between the C4 and C5 carbon, and this pi bond is shifted towards the carbon 5. We get another resonating structure. So here this is a first newly bond form, this was the second, and this is a negative charge. Then after this negative charge is converted into pi bond, at that times this pi bond is converted into again electron pair. So we get the another fifth structure. With three newly bond form. So this is the first structure, second structure, third structure, fourth structure, and this is a fifth structure. So phenol gives 5 different structures. This is called as resonating structure of phenol. Because the benzene ring consists of electron donating group, that is hydroxide, therefore it shows a 5 resonating structure. Same for aniline compound. Aniline has benzene ring with NH2 group. So this is a structure of aniline with one lone pair electrons on this nitrogen. So what happens here? This electrons pair goes here and this pi bond delocalize and convert into negative charge on carbon 2. So we get another kind of structure here. Here is double bond. So here one newly double bond is formed between the carbon and nitrogen, therefore nitrogen carries one positive charge. Newly pi bond formed between the carbon and nitrogen, and this is a negative charge on this carbon second. So what happened in next step? This negative charge goes here and this pi bond goes on the carbon fourth. We get negative charge over here. We get a third structure as NH2 group, with a positive charge. Newly double bond form. This was the second bond and negative charge over here. Then what happens in the last third step? Negative charge goes here and this pi bond shifted on the carbon fifth. So we get fourth structure as it is. This is a NH with a positive charge. Carbon nitrogen double bond. Second bond between this carbon. This bond form here between carbon 4 and carbon 5th, and here is a one negative charge. In the last step, this negative charge goes here and this pi bond delocalizes to form again lone pair electrons on this nitrogen. This was the last structure. This will be the last structure. N, here is H, here is H, and with this lone pair of electrons. This is newly bond formed between this carbon 2 and carbon 3, carbon 4 and carbon 5, and this is a carbon 1 and carbon 6. So what we understood here, so you can see the position of pi bond. The pi bond present in a first structure between the carbon 1 and carbon 2, right, and carbon 3 and carbon 4, carbon 5 and carbon 6, and here is, you can see the pi bond is appear on carbon 2 to carbon 3, carbon 4 and carbon 5, carbon 6 and carbon 1. Okay, so you can take a screenshot here and you can draw this structure for 5 times at least. Okay, yes. Now the next resonating structure we will discuss for nitrobenzene. So what is structure of nitrobenzene? Benzene ring attached to this nitro group. Okay, so let us discuss the resonating structure in the nitrobenzene. So here this oxygen has negative charge and this oxygen has 2 lone pair of electrons. It has also 2 lone pair of electrons and 1 negative charge, and nitrogen carries a positive charge over here. So what happens here? These nitro groups are electron withdrawing group, therefore this pi bond is shifted on this carbon nitrogen bond. At the same time, this bond between nitrogen oxygen shifted over this oxygen atom, and we get another structure, another resonating structure. Here is a nitrogen, oxygen, oxygen. They carries both negative charge and positive charge on this nitrogen. So because of this formation of carbon nitrogen bond, this carbon forms a positive charge, carbocation formation over here. To stabilize this carbocation, the another pi bond shifted over here in this way. So we get another kind of structure. This is newly bond form, and it gets carbon 4 gets positive charge. So again, to stabilize this positive charge, this pi bond goes over here on this carbon 4, and here positive charge is formed. The new structure is here. Negative charge, positive charge on this nitrogen, this bond, and this bond shifted over here. Now this carbon 5th get carbon 6th get positive charge, isn't it? Now again what happens, this pi bond goes here. Before that, this negative charge shifted over here, and this pi bond shifted over here, carbon 1 carbon 6, and to form here newly bond. Nitrogen, oxygen, oxygen, positive charge, negative charge over here, and it form a bond. This is a new bond form. So this is the 5th structure. Okay, so 5 structure we will get from the residue structure of nitrobenzene. So same structure you can draw for a benzoic acid group. C double bond O OH. Practice for these compounds. And you can also practice for these compounds methoxybenzene. Okay, thank you.